So how did it start, Mark?
Well, I don't know, Dale.
I think it was fall.
We were co-workers.
Yeah.
Both loved to kayak and canoe. I think Dale and I, we'd actually wanted to do the whole Little Miami River.
Yeah.
We finally did on our own.
Yeah.
But how can we do this for work? And how can we make it relevant for teens?
Yeah.
Mark Seltzer came to me via Cincinnati Recreation Commission and said, you know, I have this idea and I think you'd be the perfect person to work with, and that is to take inner city kids on a multi-day trip down to Little Miami and teach them camping skills and canoeing skills and just teach them camaraderie, sort of like an outward bound program, but give an opportunity to some of these kids that would never have it.
Being Cincinnati's first river recreation company, having a lot of history in the area and really bringing a lot of momentum to paddle sports in this area of the country was just a natural fit for this program.
RiverTrek is an award-winning nature and environmental experience.
A 5-day, 4-night canoe and kayak adventure for teenagers.
Run by the Cincinnati Recreation Commission.
With no electronic devices around, teams from various backgrounds
Learn to work together, sharing the responsibility,
And begin the journey into adulthood.
It begins in Oregonia and travels down the Little Miami
To the Ohio River. It ends at the public landing
in downtown Cincinnati.
family and friends are there to cheer on the accomplishments.
Of this great team of kids.
We wake the kids up rather early in the morning. After that, they're responsible for taking down their own tents and packing that kind of thing up. They pack up their clothes again every morning. We get breakfast and we shove off and get back on the river, you know, 9:30 in the morning every day. Each day we paddle for anywhere from 10 to 18 miles a day. We stop for lunch along the river. We have a good time. We do swimming. We do body surfing with the kids.
By the time we get to the takeout, everybody works as a team to pull all the gear back on land, pack it all away neatly, pile it up in the right places. Then we get to camp, set up camp again, and then they get a little bit of free activity. And then we have dinner, and then showers if we can, or we do some nighttime activities after that, and go to bed to do it all over again in the morning.
I know as I go down the river every year, and like I said, I've done this, several times. There are kids that have never done it before, and I see the same look in their eyes. They have no idea where they're at.
It would be a great experience for me. I never got on a real river before.
The canoeing part is okay, but it's just like when you're in the water, having fun with your friends, and sleeping in tents with all your friends, it's really fun.
This trip does provide a lot of opportunities to learn how to just sacrifice, take one for the team, and help somebody else out before yourself. It's a very unique trip. I think it's a good trip to get to know people and to build character that they might not have known that they have.
It makes you a lot more open to meeting different types of people. I know there were a lot of people when I first started on RiverTrek who I didn't understand or get along with that well, but by the end we were all friends, which was really nice.
I think for kids it's a good way to just get away from your family in a safe environment, just to learn independence and stuff, because I think it's kind of important to learn how to be on your own for a while and handle yourself and kind of realize who you are away from your friends that you've known forever and your family that you've been with since you were born.
Oh, it's important because they learn some real valuable leadership skills that it's going to help them throughout their lives, and it's going to prepare them for life itself. If you can get through a week of this out here, I mean, you can do a lot of things.
Getting them out of their comfort zone is extremely important. A lot of kids, regardless of what part of town you're from, they don't get out of their neighborhood, much less leave their street, or leave the city or anything like that. So for them to be able to experience something different helps them be a little bit more cultured. It helps them to be able to interact with other people from other neighborhoods, which is something that they may not have been accustomed to. I guess it's important because they become much more well-rounded citizens.
And being a firefighter, I tend to want to help people, and it helps me to be able to help people. And so being on RiverTrek allowed me, especially going several times, to be able to maybe help some of those other kids who were a little bit scared. And at the same time, I got help to maybe even widen out myself.
And there's a transformation that happens when a young person gets out in the woods and realizes that they are part of the natural world, and they start realizing their own personal strengths, realizing and overcoming some weaknesses, and becoming the adult they're going to be.
I mean, everybody's always so stuck on their phones and indoors or playing video games on the couch anymore. I mean, growing up, we're playing outside all the time, like every day, all day. Kids don't really do that much anymore for various reasons. So to get them out here for a whole week and when they're completely content with it, it's kind of a good thing to see.
This is why I got into recreation, right? To be with young people in this element, out in nature, doing something fun on water. They're not connected to their laptops, their little gadget phones. They're totally unplugged.
A lot of us have been doing it for many years, know each other's strengths and weaknesses. But we have a really close core group that's been doing it 10+ years, and I think that's made this trip really strong. We try hard to bring new staff on all the time. We always want to keep bringing new people in with new ideas, new skills. And they've worked with the same kids at the centers, but just not in this environment.
I had no idea how much actually planning and all of that went into RiverTrek. The staff here does such a great job of making sure every little detail is taken care of, and I think it runs very smoothly and it's great.
Just a great experience to get out here and be here in nature and just doing something that I've never done before.
So it shows what involvement it is and how much power it has, because kids want to come back, the staff want to come back, and everybody wants to keep it going. Even though it's a difficult journey, it's very difficult physically, but emotionally it's so rewarding that it's worth it.
A lot of our kids nowadays don't get to experience nature. They don't really leave their house or their communities much anymore. So this gets them to experience something completely new and something that's kind of alien to them. It's great for them to interact with kids from other communities, so they form that bond, so there's not so much animosity between some of the neighborhoods and things like that. But really it gets them in touch with nature and things like that, so they can really enjoy themselves and just be kids again.
When I get back, I'm probably going to tell them that you should do it, because it's a really good experience and it's fun.
I like seeing the transformation that the kids go through from the start of the week to the end of the week. And it's really easy to see on the first year kids, because you have some who might be homesick or are really worried about being on the river because they're not sure about what they're doing. And you see them progress and learn and kind of change during the week.
Anytime we talk about this to anybody that's an aficionado of camping, canoeing, kayaking, I mean, they're always amazed that we offer such a program.
No matter where teens come from or what their background is like, everybody can benefit from a program like this because each teen, they have similar issues and things that they're dealing with at this stage of their life. And it doesn't matter where you come from or who you are. If you meet other kids and you find your connections and how similar you are, you find your similarities and you bond with that. It's a wonderful experience.
I would say to anybody who's considering going on RiverTrek, if you're afraid of it a little bit, if you're afraid of being away from home for a week, if you're afraid of being in a group of 20 or 30 people you've never met before and may not have a lot in common with you, if you're concerned about anything, that's normal and you should go ahead and do it.
I just like the fact that you're allowed to be in an environment where you can meet new people freely, and also the fact that you're always near water.
This trip is all canoeing and kayaking. It's a lot of work, but in the end, the memories made worth it.
Thank you, Cincinnati Rec, for putting this on. It's an amazing thing for students.
They may not realize how fortunate they are right now to take a trip like this, but they're a very small percentage of kids, inner city kids, Cincinnati kids, and someday down the road they'll realize what a wonderful experience this was, and they'll think back and reflect on, that it was a great experience for them, and hopefully, they'll appreciate it the rest of their life.